Let's go! Saturday night.
Winner.
Wins. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lounge.
Double dub.
Nuggets pick up a nice dub tonight at home in their home opener. Their home opener came on a back-to-back. It came on travel. They probably got in. I know when they come back from Golden State, they usually get in around 3, 4 o'clock. Doesn't matter. No excuses from these Denver Nuggets. They go out there and they get the win in a game that featured some very high highs, guys. Like, tonight was a game you saw the peaks of the Nuggets. You saw, through a glass darkly what they could become, what they could actually be. They get the win 122-117. Jamal Murray is back. Michael Porter's on fire. KCP is a little bit more on fire. Christian Braun, yet even more on fire than him. We're going to break it all down, and I got the fellas with me. I got Superstar Dev.
I mean, opening night at Ball Arena, home opener, they get a dub. Jamal Murray returns, has a good game. Vibes are through the roof, one would say.
Vibes are definitely up. I also got my man D-Line.
Holy smokes, guys. The Nuggets are dope. Everything's great. That was a back-to-back. Typically, we lose every back-to-back. Not anymore. Now we're dope.
We just have so many guys. I mean, that's the story of tonight. The Nuggets just have so many guys. Ray, king of the chat, Ray is here. Ray, will you make like a board? Are you making a spread for us? Like a little...
Oh, yeah.
I want to try some food.
Ray made us some bread, dude.
Ray made us some delicious bread. I already had one quick bite. It was fantastic.
Adam went in on that loaf, man.
We're presented, as always, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up. How'd we do tonight, Dev?
We did our thing. I hit my lock of the night for sure.
You hit your lock for sure?
By 0.5.
What was the lock again?
Jokic over points, rebounds, and assists.
That's right. I took that one. Oh, is it the last shot?
The last one.
So what's funny is you hit it with the last one, and then he missed the second free throw, and I missed my triple-double 20-10-10 bet. I can't believe it. Jokic cost me $60.
But he did get a triple-double.
So I'll forgive him. I'll move on from it this time. Guys, there's a lot to get to tonight. So many good things happened. A couple bad things happened that I think disguised the good things. That's my initial takeaway, from watching the game, that there was more good, and not just good, great. There was a lot of great, but there was a couple moments where they fell asleep, and it was like, you get up by 10, fall asleep. So we'll have to get to that. Should we do a quick recap here?
Let's do it, dude. Let's make it really quick, if you wouldn't mind.
Nuggets premiere new uniforms. We'll talk about that, I think, a little bit later. The bust out the new unis, the new, what are these called? Cities?
These are the new city editions, yeah.
Okay, city editions. Here's my number one note, Dev. So many good shooters. Ball was popping early, and it kept finding. It was one of those things where, like, in fast break, Denver, I thought, played with great pace in this game early on. Yep. And it was one of those things where you would, like, see the ball swinging around the horn, and you're like, they're all good shooters. I don't care. Sometimes you're like, oh, man, who's in the corner? I hope it's not Torrey Craig or so-and-so. It was like KCP, Murray, Jamal, MPJ, Jokic, whatever it was. Fast pace. First subs in the game were Braun and Braun. You saw the graphic go up on the altitude broadcast. They're kind of making that a thing. I like it. Two absolute dogs on the defensive end. And then a huge run by Oklahoma City. Denver was up, I believe, 18-9, and you were like, oh, my God. Denver looks so good. You're like, they're going to absolutely stomp them. Oklahoma City goes on a big run. Then KCP catches fire. He had 13 points in the first quarter again.
Dude.
What are we going to call it? I was trying to think of it. What is a KCP flurry? Think about that while I go through the notes here. Come up with some ideas. Chat, help him out. A Pope scope? Pope scope?
A Pope pounding?
Well, we can work on this. Zeke Naji checked in. Not DeAndre Jordan this time. Zeke Naji comes in for Jokic. We'll talk about him in a little bit. And then it's 29-28 Thunder. After the Nuggets were up 18-9, they somehow blow it the rest of the way. Bench goes down 6. Not a good night for the bench all around. Michael Porter comes in, and he kept missing open threes. It's crazy because Michael Porter finished 5 of 10. I think he was 1 of 5 to start. Michael Porter, man. He could have easily had my 10 threes today. I'm getting greedy with Michael Porter. Nuggets cooled off from 3. They went on a cool spell in that second quarter. Nuggets started mixing in a little bit of zone defense, which was something Michael Malone said he was going to do this year. They threw in a zone look for a while in this game. Not a lot of huge takeaways, but just noteworthy. And then it was tied at the half. Third quarter, guess what we saw, guys? Forecast had a mild flurry.
I know, a dusting.
A little dusting. It was like, the forecast called for like a snowstorm. Just a dusting, but it was still fun to see.
It was like when the news proclaims it'll snow 2 feet.
Snowpocalypse, and then it's like...
snowpocalypse, and then you're like,
yeah.
No, it's still pretty dope.
Close the schools.
Still pretty dope.
Nothing worse than when their forecast is like, oh, no school, Thursday, and then it doesn't happen, and you're like, I'm gonna have to go to school, aren't I? You wake up in the morning and look outside all excited, and you're like, dang it.
Dude, I think there's no such thing as snow days anymore, are they? Like, you have to do it on Zoom?
Oh, no, they don't do that anymore.
okay.
There was a time that they were doing it on Zoom. It was the worst.
Really?
It was
the
the
worst for
worst.
teachers? Teachers are the ones that
man, they
complain?
were upset. Very upset.
That's hilarious. Anyway, Murray had 6 points, I think, 6 or 7 in a row, and it was pretty cool.
Dude, vintage.
Vintage. KCP had 2 turnovers on fast breaks. The story of the game to me for tonight was that Denver they did all the hard parts and looked spectacular, and then they kept blowing the easy parts, free throws, wide open, like fast breaks. They just kept doing wide open 3-pointers that they kept generating, and they just kept blowing it. And this game could have easily been a 20-point game. And then, of course, Jokic gets, in the third quarter, Jokic gets a triple-double, ties Wilt Chamberlain.
Dude.
Oh, by the way, he had a double-double right away, and then he had to get the points. We were waiting on him to get the points to the triple-double.
It was the most Jokic way to go about getting a triple-double to tie Wilt Chamberlain. Again, like, Jokic keeps tying Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain, that guy. 70 years ago.
Tying Wilt Chamberlain.
So
dude,
dope.
let that soak in.
Bench, once again, just doesn't have it in the fourth quarter, so Jokic checks in for the second game in a row with 10-plus minutes left. He comes back in, and tip my hat to Michael Malone. Last year, he would wait. Nuggets would be down 10, and then he'd ask Jokic to save it. Gets him in right away. Christian Braun, though, in the second half, starts going off from 3.
Oh.
He got some, I felt like, watershed moments, like over-the-hump moments. You got to see one go in. He knocks it, and you're like, ooh, must be a weight off his shoulder. Then he gets another one.
Dude.
Knocks it in, and you're like, oh, man, that must feel great. Then he gets another one.
Dude.
Knocks it in.
Brown City.
Town.
Brown City,
Brown
dude.
City. It's moved up. It's
Yeah,
a full
dude.
municipality now. Jokic hit an and one that was absolutely huge. Kind of a busted play. To me, it was there was 2 plays, and they were back-to-back that ended this game. Jokic at the elbow, spins off of Muscala, gets an and one, and it was one of those, it went up 5 or something like that. And then on the other end, Denver had some great defensive sequences in the clutch. Their offense, a little shaky in the clutch, but their defense in the clutch was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
But the play that ended it was the next one where Jokic got a steal, and that was pretty much the clincher. It was like that was over. All right, Dev, I don't think I missed anything, but what's your big takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is just like how different this team looks than just last year, even.
Yep.
And it's not even just like new guys or anything like that, but just like how they're controlling games. We'll just start with Jokic. Jokic looked completely dominant, and what other superstar in the league is looking dominant with only 10 shots attempted? He's doing it in different ways. His team is still able to win with him only taking 10 shots in a game, and you're just not going to get that from any other team in the league. But that just goes to show how deep this team is. The starting unit in this game completely dominated in every single facet of it, where it just was just so lopsided that the second unit didn't have to play well, and they still were able to etch out a win. So just seeing that this team could win in very different ways while on the second night of a back-to-back, like it just goes to show like this team is really in a new era.
Yeah, that's kind of like where my big takeaway is a little bit, is just the additions are perfect. They're perfect additions. Shout out Calvin Booth, man. KCP, hand in glove.
KCP has been, I don't know, I honestly don't know what kind of shooter he is. Because here's the thing, he doesn't always, maybe I'm just wrong on this, but he doesn't always look to me as reliable as some of the guys that they've had, meaning like you kicked him, whatever. But twice now he's gotten like ridiculously hot out of nowhere. Tonight he was just on fire. He was throwing up good shots, but then he was throwing up some bad ones too, and they were going in.
We saw it happen to us in the bubble, man. We saw KCP rain holy fire down on us in the bubble, and it's like only right that he now does this on our on our behalf. But Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, Browntown, like all of these new pieces that they're bringing in, and we also saw Zeke Naji coming off the bench, like just like different orientations, and just like different players are immediately paying dividends, and the Nuggets look so complete. It just really, it feels like, obviously it's like you have to take the competition into consideration, and the fact that it was the second night of a back-to-back, which has always been like horrible for any team in the NBA, any team,
especially early in the season, because you're not used to it yet.
And there was a problem, like the Nuggets were sliding, and somebody stepped up, like a different person, over and over. It's like, it's so encouraging.
If we just stick to the starting lineup, they all had good games tonight.
They did, dude.
And I don't remember the last time watching a game where you felt like that. Like I remember there being nights where nobody had a bad game.
Right.
But you'd be like, AG was all right tonight, 8-4, whatever. AG tonight, 11-10, a double-double.
Yep.
He didn't shoot the ball well, and he continues to struggle, although he did hit a three-pointer that maybe was the monkey off his back. He was also a plus 19, and then he had 2 assists. Michael Porter tonight, 22 points, 5 of 10 from 3. He got 15 looks tonight. The Thunder were doubling hard. Yep. I don't know why. It's my favorite Jokic is when teams are like, we're just going to make other guys beat you. And like Jokic's like, I'm going to just throw dimes all night. Michael Porter was the recipient of a lot of those passes. A plus 20 tonight. Jokic, of course, 19, 16, 13. I mean, come on. That's such a ridiculous stat line. For 95% of the NBA, that would be their all-time greatest stat line.
I know.
19, 16, and 13?
And Jokic had 4 points for 75% of the game.
Man, so 13 assists is by far the craziest of those numbers. 16 rebounds. Usually 16 rebounds is like monster game, second craziest, and then only 19.
I know, that was like a real bummer.
But here's the funny part. 19 on 10 shots.
10 shots.
6 of 10 shooting.
Yeah, it is wild. When Jokic misses a shot, it's like, oh my God, like what's happening? And then you're like, he's still shooting the most efficiently.
Yeah, and if you just really want to look at how the starting lineup did in the game, if you go to their plus minuses, it's a plus 20, plus 19, plus 18, plus 16, plus 10. In a game that they only won by 5.
Right.
That's
the double-edged sword of this game, tonight, but sure.
Like, that's just crazy, like, to show, like, when the starters were out there, this was not even a close game, like, whatsoever. And also, they just never felt like they were going to lose that game or if they were going to lose any type of balance in that because when the starters get out there, all is well in the world.
Yeah. It's true. And then I have 2 more starters going to get to here, guys. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, 21 points, 6 of 10 from 3. As we mentioned, ridiculous three-point shooting. And then you get Jamal Murray, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He did have 5 turnovers, 6 of 12. And honestly, he had a couple Jamal Murray-esque plays. I mean, that's the thing is I think some of the easy stuff is still hard for him, but like he had a couple moves tonight like that were just like, oh, yeah, that's the old Murray. I see a little peek of it. I still think he looks to me like this is going to be a long process. One of my takeaways to this is like Murray looks to me like, Jokic wasn't really joking when he said 20 games. Yeah. He's not going to be good for 20 games. Like it probably is going to be something to that. But it doesn't matter. He was good enough. He showed some flashes of it, and the Nuggets starting unit was just unbelievably spectacular. Let's go to KCP. Let's go back to him real quick.
Dude, we've got our answer. It's here in the chat. A KCP spree.
Is that a KCP spree? I like it. You like it? You in?
That's good. That's a good
KCP spree. It sounds a little weird.
Sounds a little weird. We're gonna sit with it a little
KCP
bit.
spree.
A KCP spree.
A KC spree.
It's a spree.
A KC spree. Is it a KC spree?
I don't know. I'm kind of out on spree all of a sudden.
Why? KC spree.
I just screamed it out loud. It didn't
That's
feel
a
good.
KC spree. You're wrong, man. It's a KC spree.
You're stupid.
A Murray flurry. A Porter quarter. A KC spree, man.
That is good.
I think it's great. That's so dumb. I'm all in on
stupid.
it. But no, in all seriousness, like, we're seeing his game. There's not a lot of he doesn't have the Will Barton creation as much, but he really does have 2 things: catch and shoot. Or catch, like 3-point shooting. So catch and shoot, escape dribble shooting, whatever it is like that. And then the dribble handoff, 1 dribble to the mid-range and get up. And he's really good at it. And I'm not saying that it sounds like a simple thing, but when you can make yourself known for doing those types of things, it does affect the defense. Like the defense starts to say, scouting report will start to say, hey, on the handoffs, somebody's going to have to duck in from the other side and it's going to open up other things. So, and then when you combine that, the most important thing when we try to compare it to a Will or a Gary or whatever, most important thing is his defense. He had a couple possessions tonight, the one he gave up at the end that were like a little negative, but he's just a good defender, man. At moments, great elite defender, but he's just solid, a very good defender.
He's like, I mean, truly, we keep saying it, like the perfect addition. Just everything he brings is exactly what the Nuggets needed. They needed reliable shooting from deep. When Jokic can get can spring anyone in the league to get a wide open 3, we just need people to be able to convert them. KCP has absolutely stepped up. He's been doing that. And then the defense, like he's not biting for jump fakes, for head fakes. He's like standing his ground. He's like, you're able to put him on the other team's top scorer for some amount of time. And it's just, I just have such, I don't know. I just love the outlook of what these starters are able to do, man.
He also looks to me like he's figuring out Jokic. I mean, him and Bruce Brown both just feel like each game has gotten a little more in sync with Jokic.
Yeah, he's a seamless fit. And also, he just checks off every single box that you need from a new acquisition. Like, he plays hard defense. He knocks down big shots, like, in a row. And he's not afraid to, like,
with attitude.
It's not like he's just going to give the ball to Jokic every single time. Like, he takes, like, the challenge on of, I'm going to knock down this shot or I'm going to shoot this shot. He went on his own spree, like, you know, in the fourth quarter where he was able to knock things down and just be able to get things going. And also, he's a good defender that you don't have to give the ball, but if he gets the ball, he can create for himself. He's a good shot creator.
Are you trying to sneak in Winningsburg?
Yeah, dude, Winningsburg. It's Winningsburg time, dude. I made this happen.
Yeah, there it is. Winningsburg.
Eric called me in. He's like, "Oh, it's a big win. Got to bring in Winningsburg."
How do we not have Winningsburg after a big win?
Well, was it a big win tonight for the Bar?
It's all a big win. Every win's
like
a big win.
Blowout loss tonight is what I was hearing through the speakers tonight.
Oh, you talking about the Buffs?
Adam's gonna throw shade.
I'm just teasing.
You can't kill what's already dead.
Yeah, there you go.
Go Nugs.
Go Nugs indeed.
Winningsburg.
Vogt here is coming to the podium here very, very shortly. Michael Malone has already spoken. But yeah, I mean, KCP just so seamless, knocks down the threes, plays the defense, and more importantly, figuring out where his spots are on the court. I still think, like, tonight's crazy. Tonight he made his shots. This is not a complaint. This is me just trying to figure out KCP.
Yeah.
He still took a few that when he took them, I was kind of like, oh, man, you're rushing it. And then he made them tonight. I still want to see, like, if that, you know, he's just hot or what have you. I don't know. And then the other shooter tonight, this is what's so great about tonight. Usually you have Jamal, who's like a streaky shooter, ball in his hands, this or that.
Yep.
And then you'd have Michael Porter, who's like an elite one. And then the other one's like, all right, Will Barton or Aaron Gordon, you know, this X factor. KCP, Michael Porter, Jamal Murray. How many teams have a better 1, 2, 3 3-point shooters than that in their starting lineup, Dev? I honestly think it's an elite 1, 2, 3.
It's like the Warriors, probably.
They just added KCP, MPJ, and Jamal, and they just added 12 3-pointers a game.
Yeah, that's so true.
Those three guys that they did not have on their run last year. If you add those three guys, you know, maybe they win it all. I'm just saying.
They definitely win it all.
I'm just saying. It just looks crazy to be able to space the floor like that, be able to knock down the three-point shot like that, and to feel confident when shots go up, where Jokic now is not having to get all of the pressure, not having to not be able to use his best strength as a mind, like a creative mind in basketball. Now he's able to just facilitate and get things going. So just adding those type of guys, other teams don't have that. They truly don't.
Yeah, they don't.
And Michael Porter tonight goes 5 of 10, and I'm telling you, I love it. I was so shocked tonight. Tonight was an off night for Michael Porter from 3. It really was. He shot 50%.
I know, Adam at various points during the game, it was like, gosh, Michael Porter's just not hitting down.
He was 1 of 4, 1 of 5.
Open threes, and like, yeah, we look and he's at 50%. It's every time that we complain about Michael Porter threes, we're like, oh, he's shooting 75%.
He started, though. The thing is, the looks were so good tonight that I was just like, oh, man, he's for sure knocking this one down. And he missed like 4 in a row. And then he hit 5 in a row or whatever it was to end the game. All right, well. But he finishes 5 of 10. And once again, this is 3 games in a row now in the regular season. 5 if you go back now to the preseason, where Michael Porter, to me, has not forced it at all.
No.
I could count the bad shots he's taken on one hand and have several fingers left over so far this year. And I'm so impressed with that. And the crazy thing is, Dev, what's he averaging? 17, 18 points a game right now? And the number's climbing on the season? Like, this is the thing. I'm just so impressed with Michael Porter because this is the thing I always believe, that if he was patient and just let the offense come to him, it's going to find him more and more. And tonight, and then really this whole run so far has been the proof.
I mean, he's truly a bucket, and then on top of that, all the pressure is not on him, or they're not able to just put a guy on him and just slow him down from shooting. All the other great shooters, you could just crowd them, and that's going to, be difficult for them to slow him down. But, now you're going at him with another guy who's a lot of attention is going to be on Jokic, or other guys that are knocking down shots, and then MPJ is able to just move around, and he's now starting to add that piece to his game. And then also he's like, trying hard on the other end of the floor as well. He's grabbing the rebound. He's able to go. He's getting inside and finishing amongst the trees, and he's a tree. So, now he's able to just open up the rest of his game.
Yeah.
And it's starting to come easy for him. So, the scoring is going to be there. It's easy. It's truly easy. And now the shots are falling as well, so it becomes easy.
Yeah. The only thing with MPJ is just the defense, right? Just making.
He had some good defensive possessions tonight. The one he had at the very end, though, was so bad. Where it looked. You thought there was a whistle. We're at the bar.
I thought he'd fouled him on the way in.
Oh, Josh Giddey just was like...
Yeah, where Giddey just crossed him, and like he stands kind of like
I
this,
said
like
the
he
play's over.
That's what I thought. The play was dead, but it was like, no, he didn't move. He literally sent it. But nonetheless, I did think that play stood out in a way that was not indicative of how his whole defensive night went. Here's what I'll say. My preseason prediction for everybody that watched our preseason shows, which by the way I think are great. I love them. Even though we're 3 games in, you go watch them. They're hilarious. A couple of them are so funny.
Yeah, you can see for like how far.
Hold on one second, Ray. Hold on one second. We'll do this during the first break. But the thing that stood out to me, my prediction was that at one point this year he's going to hit 10 3-pointers.
Oh, no question.
Tonight he had 5.
No question.
Like Dev, he probably could have had. Like you would not have been surprised if he had 7, maybe 8 tonight. Like I think he's going to hit 10 3-pointers this year. I really do.
Dude, that's going to be a night that Eric really loses it all. Like I'm going to be so scared of how crazy he's going to go if
it's going to be really bad.
hits, 10 of them. It's actually so crazy that he's knocking down every single shot that we're not even screaming "Yeah, Mike" moments.
I'm screaming it.
You're the only one.
That's
You're the
true.
only one. We got to bring that back somehow.
I'm trying.
Why are people not screaming "Yeah, Mike" on these type of shots?
Kel, do we have Vogt? Let's usher him in. Let's usher in Brendan Vogt live from Ball Arena with some updates from Michael Malone.
Hey, fellas, can you hear that obnoxious beeping?
Nope,
not
just
at all.
Hear your
So you
voice.
have to, yeah, so it's great.
Cool. Let's roll on. Oh, you want me to start going? Cool. I got you.
Hey, wait, hey man, did you?
Hey man, how you doing?
Were you at the game?
Are you having a good night?
You guys want to? I'll catch you guys later. Let's get into these.
Kel, will you boost it a little?
He sat down and I think mixed emotions tonight. The defense wasn't quite what he wanted. Particularly, he said, all they were doing is attacking us one-on-one. That was it.
That's true.
I said in the huddle one time, and Katie gets to hear all of this, he said, we just got to sit down and guard somebody. It's just one-on-one. Eventually they did. But he ultimately did credit, the coaching staff at OKC for the great job they do as well. Creating one-on-one looks. I don't know if you guys caught the way they took advantage of free throws from Denver. Basically, just letting either, Shea or Giddey just bulldoze right down the middle, clearing everyone out. So it wasn't just ISO like they had. There was strategy to the ISO. And so he said that coaching against that guy is kind of like getting a root canal. But he ultimately gave his team a lot of credit. It came down to mental toughness. And they showed it at the end. So he's ultimately proud of his group, but obviously the defense are.
Yeah, and it's funny. They do run an enormous amount of ISO, and they run the 5-out ISO with Muscala and even JRE out there taking threes, not making them. But Muscala was, and we saw a lot of Yoke tonight having to help and then run out at a 3-point shooter and give up the 3. So that is a tough cover.
Brendan, I don't know. Can you get closer to your microphone? We have people saying they can't hear you that well.
All right. How about this?
You look great.
So good, dude.
Even closer. Just get so close. We can see your teeth.
Yeah.
There it is. There you go. They're so good. All right. What else Michael Malone have to say?
All right. On KCP, by the way, he reprimanded our Harrison Wynn, who referred to him as Kenny Pope, and then said, as you call him. And Michael Malone said, no. That's what many people call him. You have to keep your ears to the streets, Harrison. We didn't know, but he said of KCP, that guy is a pro. He said he saw him over the summer and preseason. He was just in awe at how hard he works, the pace he works at. Thinks it sets a great example for guys like Christian Braun, who he also had a lot of love for tonight. Obviously, how could you not? The defense was good, but he knocked down some shots. You see him stepping into his confidence, growing confidence. Malone said he's a rookie that's really had to grow up fast for them, but he's done a good job.
Yeah.
I asked him about Michael Porter Jr., who, look, preseason there was talk, and then plenty of talk on our show. How do you close these games? Is Bruce Brown a part of that lineup? Can you get Michael Porter Jr. to a place where he can close and you can trust him? Well, he's closed all these games. He played a big play in the last one, and I saw you guys talking about the up and down close to this one. I asked him about Porter in that context and what he's seen from him so far, and he really took the opportunity to compliment him. He says, what he's shown me is he probably will never be Scottie Pippen, but he doesn't have to be Scottie Pippen. He talked about the Utah game where his second half was really good, where he was the one playing with energy, where he dove on the floor. That stop on Steph, being ready and trying and being committed tonight. And he said he doesn't need him to be Scottie. If he's showing him that he cares, that he's trying, and that he's improving, That's all he wants to see, and he's seen it so far to start the season. He's really proud of Michael Porter Jr., and he added he knows he gets on him defensively because he knows how important it is for him to make that leap. But also he knows he can. He thinks there is, there's improvement there. He can be coached. So he was really proud of Michael, and I think that's a big development.
He did have the stop tonight. So he gets the one on Steph last game. It wasn't quite as loud or pronounced, but he did get a one-on-one stop in the clutch against SGA as well. So he's going at all the best guards in the West, and at least once he gets a stop in the clutch. So that's something.
Hell yeah.
He said he has to fire the free throws coach, and then he said, but I probably have to hire him right back because it's Ryan Bowen, and that's my ride home.
Sick,
yeah.
Pretty good. And I know Harrison Wind is in there now with Jamal Murray, so he'll probably have a lot more of those sentimental notes about the Jamal stuff. But I think Malone was impressed with his group ultimately tonight, second half of back-to-back. I'll say it, even if he didn't. They lose this game last year, fellas, so some improvement in this matchup.
Well, I mean, they literally lost to the Thunder every time, so yeah, that's a...
Yeah, they do.
The exact same fourth quarter plays out, they lose that game, right?
Yeah. I mean, what's funny tonight is they won the fourth with defense more than offense. I mean, that's...
No, it's absolutely true. I kept waiting for a Jamal and Jokic two-man takeover. It never really came, but it didn't matter. Like, they were able to lock them down and hit just enough shots.
Yeah. What else?
That's about it, fellas. I know Wynn's going to have more from the players. I'm going to go record a takeaway video on the court, but good night in ball, successful night in ball. The crowd was ready. Jokic gets the triple-double, ties Wilt. He's probably in more records and combos and sentences with Wilt than any player ever. I have one note, though. I just have one note. I didn't think it was a great night from New York. I think coming off of watching Golden State, their ring ceremony, remembering the way, I know it was a slightly different context, but the way they welcomed their quarterback post-injury last season. Jamal addresses the crowd as Mike goes out. They sneak a little Jokic MVP video in between play. There was a lot of miscommunication. Like, there wasn't a lot of, hey, there's going to be an MVP presentation. The messaging was a little neither here nor there.
There wasn't an MVP. They didn't do the MVP thing, did they?
This is what I mean. There's not a presentation, but they did show a video.
Oh, I see.
It's just like we were talking before the game. No one knew if that was happening, when it was happening. And it's not the worst deal in the world. I'm not trying to pile on any individual in New York. It's just these things add up. You get a chance to win these nights, to create moments, to create memories, to create new fans even, lifetime fans. I think they got to nail them. And I think Golden State getting those moments right is a part of their success as well. So that's my one constructive criticism. Other than that, fellas, it was a really great night.
All righty, we'll get home. Go ahead.
Do you know that every time Harrison Wind comes on here, he says he came out and is looking for you, but you've already left?
He's probably going to say it again tonight.
All right.
Later, dude. All right, guys, let's hit our first break. On the other side, we got a lot more players to get to, thankfully.
Dude, I know. It's a smorgasbord of good playing players.
Yeah. Hassel Cattle Company. You've ever heard of them? You ever heard of Hassel Cattle Company?
Dude, we want to talk about being back.
Oh, we are so back. We are marbled. Yeah, you can bring it on in while I do my little ad read here. Hassel Cattle Company, guys. Hassel cattle beef is raised in Texas on a family farm.
Sure.
You guys know how much I love this, the family farm. Best damn Wagyu beef you'll ever eat, and it's shipped directly to your door. You guys know about this. Blue collar Wagyu. You think Wagyu, it's going to be too expensive. It's out of my price range. I'll never eat it. Not true. You go with Hassel Cattle Company, you'll order it.
Steak for $12.
They'll get it to you. They ship it to you. It's way cheaper than if you're just going to the store and getting your steaks. But on top of that, it's absolutely delicious. Family owned. And like I said, the blue collar one. So what do you guys need to do? Head to HassleCattleCompany.com to secure your bag of beef and use code DNVR20 for 20% off. DNVR20, 20% off your entire purchase when you use promo code DNVR20.
And I got to say, like, this is the sponsor that gets me most hype. Their sausages are delicious. Marbling is something you really need to quit yourself with. You know what? I'll blog about this. It's important.
Also want to tell you about DraftKings. You guys know this. Basketball's back. The NBA is back. Betting on games. Just maybe you want to bet on Nuggets games here with us. You know, you put $5 on a game just to have a little skin and some kind of player prop. Maybe it's an off day like tomorrow, and you just want to put a little on Franz Wagner or something.
Dude, if you want to put a little on Franz Wagner, you got to look inside.
Yeah.
You know inside like, yourself.
You're going to bet the under every time?
Yeah, like, what are you
my
doing?
My God, you guys are hating on my guy Franz Wagner. This is terrible. Head to DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA bet on the money line and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. So you make a $5 bet, and if you win, $200 in free bets. You guys know the promo deal they're always throwing out here for first-time users. In addition to the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. What's that?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys can see this delicious food. Oh, my God. Yeah, or you can break the fourth wall.
Dude.
Look at this. The king of the chat, Ray, has brought us this delicious spread we're going to get into here on the other side. Stepped up parlays are always fun, and I'm telling you right now, every day I open up the app, and they're like, hey, here's a free $10 bet, $20 bet.
Oh, yeah.
Here's 50% boost.
Dude, we're in promo season.
We're in promo season, so this is the best time to get to gamble on it. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DNVR. Make any $5 bet this week and get $200 in free bets when your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See the show notes for details. Can we eat?
I mean,
You guys want to eat? Ray,
yeah.
what am I looking at here?
Dude, Ray made
What do I have? King of the chat brought us. Not everybody will bring us food. A delicious spread like this.
Ray made the dopest loaf ever,
What do
dude.
we have? Yeah,
It's a
habanero.
top loaf, dude. What do we got?
So the bread I made.
So, yeah, you got to get into the mic, bro.
What do I have?
All right, the bread I made. You've
Yeah?
got a few different kinds of cured meats. You've got
You didn't make the
mozzarella-
cure mates, did you?
No,
Okay.
I did not. You've got mozzarella and brie cheese, blackberries, some olive oil.
God
Little
damn.
Olive oil over there? Oh,
God damn, this is so above us.
Did you bring this board?
Ugh.
Oh, we had it. I was going to say. No, okay, this is amazing.
Let's get a hunk of
I'm
bread.
just going to sit here and eat a
You
little
guys are
bit.
cool with us just sitting around
Just
and
sitting
eating
around
bread,
eating
Red.
while we talk to you guys. It's going to be unbelievable. Aaron Gordon.
Mouthful of bread. Oh, God. What'd you say chubby bunny 6 or 7 times, dude?
Aaron Gordon has had a rough go last 2 games, including this one. But I thought this was one of those games where, how do you get yourself out of a little mini funk? Not he's not in a big funk, but I don't want to say that. How do you get yourself out of it? Put your head down and just grind.
Just dunk.
And then just dunk. And that's what he did tonight. 10 rebounds, but 5 offensive rebounds. And you're right. AG has really gotten good at the Dwight Howard dunk, where there's like 2 bodies around you and you just like hulk up. You're just like, you know what? I'm going strong. Just slam it on him. And he's had a couple of those this year. I felt like Draymond Green pulled AG out of what it is that makes him so great on this specific team. And I felt like the residual of that lasted into this game for a little bit. And at some point in this game, you all right over there?
Yeah.
At some point in this game, AG this is the best show ever. AG snapped back and was like, nope, you know what? I just need to get the hard hat and the lunch pail and go to work. And once he started doing that, right back to the old AG. I feel like he got out of a mini funk again by going back to basics, Dev.
Yeah, what AG did in this game was he found other ways to get himself going, other ways to be able to produce. Like the offense isn't going exactly like what he's expecting, so he's now powering up. He's getting to the free throw line. The 3 ball is not falling, even though it did fall once in his game. But guys are starting to like allow that. They want him to shoot the 3 ball because it takes him away from all of the small things that he does really well. And now he's starting to say, hey, no, I'm going to cut. I'm going to find ways to score in different ways. It's not straight alley-oop dunks this time.
Right.
Yep.
Because of the spacing, I think, and you're able to knock down the 3 ball. So now he's like, okay, how do I operate? So I think that he's learning on the fly while it's happening. Also, he's crashing the boards like every single time, grabbing rebounds
Yep.
that are out of his range. Like he's going to track him down. But also, he's protecting the rim. He had 3 blocks in this game.
Yep.
He's showing himself in different ways and just playing a lot bigger than what he is.
I love it. Like this is the role AG is meant to play. Like last year when he was always in the corner, he was like always the one that had the wide open 3, and he would hit him like pretty well. He shot fine, but like this is what you want. This is exactly how you want AG to play, especially like on a night. Yeah, he early on he looked kind of like tired, maybe a little like, you know, the it just didn't seem like it was there necessarily offensively. And you're exactly right. Like put on that old hard hat. Got that old lunch pail.
And a little
dude.
lunch pail, man.
The greatest thing is that each one of us has been sort of sabotaged by this bread, but we can't stop eating it.
It's so good.
Adam
I
almost
see that
choked and he
mozzarella
went
over there, and I'm
right
like,
back.
I went right back.
dude.
I'm looking at that pile of
Me
food right
too.
now.
I'm going in. I don't
going
care.
for it. Yeah. And then lastly, Jamal Murray. You know, this was an emotional game for him. I thought the ending there, where they all kind of jumped on him at the end, and he checks out of the game, and they all kind of give him that. It was beautiful. It shows you a connected team, which we're not surprised by. But I'll say this, I do think that it was a window into what Jamal's going through. Everybody kind of knows that every step along this process is big, and opening night, team loses by 22, or down by 22. You have to imagine that Jamal's feeling some kind of way about that. Then you go to the Warriors without you and you win. You're probably feeling some kind of way about man, am I an anchor on this team right now? And you're feeling this or that. And Jamal to come out there, the team to get a win, and for everybody to kind of be like, hell yeah, Jamal. A first win in your back. Your first game back at home and you get a win. I just thought that was a really cool moment that I didn't expect, to be honest.
Vibey moments. They're just this, for a team to be special, to have a special run. You need things like this that are bigger than basketball. You need emotional things that bring the team together. They're already working so closely, working so well as a unit, and it just is great when you see those moments of camaraderie and true excitement, and the team really getting behind and rallying Jamal. They know how hard it's been, man. It's been, what was it, 200 days or something since he stepped back on a basketball court. That is meaningful. And
right.
We saw, just to get the little dusting of the Murray flurry we were talking about earlier, that's meaningful. He was had a real impact on this game. It wasn't just oh, Jamal is back, this is cool, sentimentally. He was instrumental in them getting this dub, and it was dope.
How back is he though, Dev?
I think he's pretty back. I honestly think he's more back than we try to give credit for.
Okay, because I kind of don't see it, so I'm glad that somebody else does.
Yeah, because honestly, the bubble is so astronomical what he did there.
That's true.
You start putting him on a scale that he's not on.
Right,
he's not going to be able to be the bubble Murray. It's just never going to be there again, just because of how well he played.
You shut your goddamn mouth.
This is closer to what Murray's average is.
Sure.
This is Murray's average type of game.
For sure.
He had 16 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds in the game. That's what you expect from him. That's what you want for him to control the show, to set the table, to compete on both ends of the floor. And while it doesn't look like he's all the way there, just because he's still shaking off rust and trying to find out where he is in the offense, he's still played pretty well. He's not being attacked on defense. He's able to knock down shots. He's still a threat on that end of the floor. And he's going to look better. It's going to be more appeasing on the eyes. But I think that this is a Murray type of game that you should just be able to settle into.
No doubt, dude. There are a couple of those deadly mid-ranges where he just comes up, slight fadeaway, just pops from the elbow and just drains it. Just classic Murray stuff. I just can't wait till he gets his 3-point shot really back and really starts cooking, man.
He was 1 of 4 tonight. It is true. That's the thing about Murray is, to me, he'll be more back to me when he can go, 16 points. You're right. That is more or less what I predict he'll average this year. I thought he was going to get 17 points a game or something, so he's right there. But we also know that he's capable of the 25-point game somewhat regularly, or this or that. And tonight, they didn't struggle to score. AG 11, 22 for MPJ, 19 for Jokic, 16 for Murray, 21. Tonight was the game where I most felt like it was, man, you can't leave anybody open for Denver. If you're guarding Denver, there really is no leave them open. AG's the one guy, but he's got spots where he can kill, he's going to punish you for that as well. So that's what's so encouraging.
Even beyond the starting lineup, Christian Braun starting to hit. Who can you leave open on this squad?
Let's get to Christian Braun. So last game, it was the defense.
Oh, baby.
Last game, it was the defense, and the offense was still he's missing his layups. He's doing this. He missed some layups tonight, guys. I'm not going to lie. He missed a couple, that you kind of thought he would make. But 3 of 4 from the three-point line. Continued his great defensive play, by the way. Continued just to do stuff. He only had 1 rebound, but 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 9 points. And he goes 3 of 4 from the three-point line, more importantly. I think he has really climbed in the last 2 games the trust ladder. I really do. I think that, if you ask not just Malone, but I'm saying the players as well, Jokic threw some passes to him tonight that were kind of Jokic's hey, let's see if you have it again. And I just think that's a big moment.
Yeah, I think that guys are starting to trust in him. You're starting to see Jokic actually seek him out after a run. There was this 2 timeouts where he's like telling him, hey, this is what you should do there. This is where you should be. And it just goes to show he expects to play with them more. He just wouldn't care. That's the second unit type of thing. But he wants him to get better in that. You also can see the confidence starting to grow. Not, just straight offensively, but like he's now like trying to be. He went and grabbed a steal on defense and then ran the break. Where usually it just looks like he's like a deer in the headlight once he gets the ball, but like he's under control now. He's knocking down the 3 ball, so now he's not turning down 3-point shots. So now you see it slowly coming together where it's starting to become more complete. And once he gets there and the confidence comes back, he's going to be very part of the rotation. I think that is just slowly coming, and he's getting more footing on it, but he's going to be good.
Yeah, man. I spent all preseason just saying he just was lacking confidence, and somehow in the course of 3 NBA games, he looks like he belongs out there.
Yeah.
He doesn't. The moment is not too big for him at all. Like this guy just might be like a gamer. He might need the lights to be bright before he really shows what he's got. I'm just saying. I don't know. I can't quite explain it except for the fact that when it was games that were the least possible pressure, he didn't look great. And a night like tonight, it's not the most pressure in the world, but it's it
is the home opener.
It is the home opener.
Your fans.
Yes, and it's there's something palpable in the air that really feel. The lights turn on, and this dude, I just can't believe the progression we've seen in the course of 3 games, just from a confidence standpoint. It's remarkable.
That's what it is to me. Is this league is so much about confidence. You don't need the confidence to be the great defender. That just takes hustle and whatever, and he always has had that. But the confidence, to make knockdown shots and just to be aggressive. So I think it's that, and he's over a little bit of a hump, but it's going to be a process.
For
he's
sure.
going to give even more. But the second thing to me is the timing. I think the timing is the thing for me that sticks out.
Yep.
The NBA game is just so fast. Every time you ask people what's the difference between the European game when they're coming over, they're always like, guys are just bigger, stronger, faster. Everything's happening faster. And I think that to me, when I'm watching him, all those record scratches he had, I think it's the timing where he's like, God damn, everything's happened fast.
Yep.
I'm late.
Not
I should have
ready,
shot it. Now it's too late, and I
Yep.
got to do something else. And I think that's where maybe the adjustment's starting to come. Where I'm not saying the game is slowing down. But it's on a scale. Guys say that usually 3 months into their career, it's starting to slow down for me. It's probably 5% slower than it was before, but it'll continue to get. I say that to say it'll continue to get slower and slower.
Yeah, there's something too when you realize oh wow, I can play with these dudes. This is not above my level. This is better than, but not so far above what I've already experienced at Kansas that you just start to feel more comfortable. It just happens so quickly. It's amazing.
Jeff Green hit 2 3-pointers tonight. He hit 2 3-pointers last game, so he's kind of on fire from 3 at the moment. No, knock on wood, but he's hitting some big threes. Bones Highland, because he was great in the last game, and I said it was 50-50, I have to go the other way. He was great tonight, guys. What? I have to overcorrect because I said he was he had some mistakes last game and he was awesome. So this game I have to be he was actually bad.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He was not good.
I'm just overcorrecting for yesterday, Dev.
He wasn't good in this game, and also him not being good led to the bench not being good. In the 2 games that the bench has looked bad is because their point guard has looked bad. Ish Smith didn't play in this game, so you have to put it all on Bones' shoulders, and he just couldn't get himself going. I don't know if it was the back-to-back or what, but he just didn't have that pep in his step that you expected, especially on the first game at home. I just expected him to be a little bit more explosive. He just didn't have it. Shot not falling. Just not getting to his spots that he typically gets to. So not a great game for him, but they won, and he can keep on building off of that.
Yeah, I kind of think back-to-back has something to do with it. He was doing keeps doing this thing where he just charges headlong, head down into the teeth of the defense, which is normally kind of can work well if everybody collapses and allows for passing and people sort of open up from it. But he's getting turnovers. He kind of doesn't know what he wants to do. It's one game. Bones is Bones is the person I'm least worried about on this squad. But just we're talking about everybody.
Yeah. And then lastly, the only other guy we need to mention, 9 minutes tonight for Zeke Naji. He did have 4 points. He also had 4 fouls in 9 minutes. And then didn't pick up a rebound, in those 9. Again, whatever. But this was his chance. You don't get a ton of them, and it wasn't he didn't really stand out in a great way. I thought it was not a great Zeke Naji game. Whatever. I don't know if there's a whole lot to get into. This is, sadly for Zeke, this is the lot he's given this year. You know what? Like, this is the lot.
Yeah, we'll
You're not
see.
going to get – I don't know that you're going to – I mean, somebody will get hurt eventually, but you might just have to get 9 minutes here, see what you do. And it's like it's a tough break, but you got to make the most of them.
Yeah, but if you're only going to play 9 minutes, this was a night that DeAndre Jordan didn't play. You expect him to just like capitalize in those 9 minutes where you're not making mistakes. You're not losing your guy. You're not fouling every single time because you're a step too late or a step too slow. And he just didn't seem as engaged with those 9 minutes. The game is about opportunities, and you got to make the best of those opportunities. Yes, he scored the basketball, but it was the defensive side of the ball that he needed to like show this is what you like and hang your hat on, and he didn't.
Kale, they voted in the chat for King of the Game. We couldn't decide. We were like, there's too many guys. Actually, I thought I had my candidates. I thought it was KCP, but you know what? We'll let the chat decide. What did they come up with? Jokic, King of the Game.
Yo, this
Serbia really
tied
stood up.
Wilt Chamberlain for the most triple doubles by a big man in the history of this league.
You know what? This is the last day we'll ever have to say Wilt was as good as Jokic.
Yeah, well,
Next
Jokic
game?
Is better. Simple.
Jokic a little bit
numbers
better.
game. It's a numbers game, man.
It's all a numbers game. Really, this is incredible for him to be able to do it. 2 straight back-to-back triple-double games.
Yep.
Just setting the table the entire time. And this is like what I think he's just going to do now. Like he didn't have the knockdown shooters around him. He didn't have other guys that could just easily go and score. So he was kind of just like making it happen. Right now, like guys are putting themselves in situations to be able to make that happen. So I think the assists are just going to be there no matter what. We all predicted for him to have an uptick in assists this year, and we're starting to see that this is what it's like. But for him to go and tie Wilt Chamberlain, which it just seems like he does every single time for a guy who doesn't care about accolades or any of that type of stuff, and it was in like, I think they said Wilt Chamberlain did it like it was like 800, 900 more games. Like,
Jokic didn't need that.
That's crazy.
All right, let me ask you this, though, Dev. I thought it was impossible for Jokic to average a triple-double. 2 triple-doubles
Very
in a row.
possible.
He did it. The first game, he only had 4 rebounds, 5 assists or something like that. It was that game, though, is proving to be the anomaly. These last 2 games, they're not just like, I mean, I guess he did get the 10 assists at the very last minute of this last one. But 13 tonight, I don't know, man. I'm not saying he's going to do it because I still don't think he will, but
He's going to be close.
when you saw all the shooters on the court tonight, you were kind of like, this is wild, man.
Yeah, it is.
This is wild. Could he do it? Could he do it, D-Line?
Yes. He can do it. He can absolutely do it.
I think he's
feel like-
averaging right now, double-double with 9.3
Yeah, well, I was going to
assists.
say, going into this game, he was averaging 26, 8, and 8. And now he has a 16 rebound game and 13 assists. Like, he's already right there, and now it's just like cruise control for the rest of the time.
It's always.
He's already off to a hot start.
Yeah, it's always the assist for Jokic. That's the one thing that it's like, if it's something's lagging behind, it's the assists. Obviously, they're the most difficult because you have to rely on somebody else to complete the play for you. But like now, it just seems like there's so many more potent offensive weapons that he has. I mean, think about how many times like he'd throw the perfect pass and someone just missed the shot. So that's no assist. And I mean, tonight feels like the template for the game we're going to get out of Jokic.
They doubled too hard. I honestly don't think most teams will double as hard as Thunderband were throwing guys so fast. Like they weren't trying to disguise it. They were just like, we're full on double teaming him
because they've seen that before. And now guys are really knocking down shots. Like, I think that we're a lot higher on the, than the rest of the league on KCP.
Man, it must be, man.
Michael Porter Jr. and things like that. They still think they have to go in, and the game plan is to try to slow down Jokic. And also, when you just look at if he could average a triple-double, it's always the assist that we're like, hang it like that we have to guess on.
Yep.
He's going to get 10 rebounds.
Yep.
He's going to average, over 10 points.
I hope so,
Like,
yeah.
I
hope so.
That's a gimme. So now it's the assist, and he's already starting off on he has good footing to just like be able to get off the blocks and just keep it going. And I think that's what he's going to do.
All right, guys, we got to take a break. Harrison Wynn's checking in. We got a bunch of super chats to get to, and then a quick round.
Can't believe it's time for me to eat some bread.
Eat some more bread. Because I got to tell you, man, around the association today, almost as fun as the Nuggets game. No, it's a great one. It's a great one.
Around the shot and
there's a lot of shade to be thrown out. But first, I want to tell you guys about Breckenridge Brewery. You guys know about them. One of our biggest partners here at DNVR. We've got a bunch of beers on tap from Breckenridge Brewery. We always do events with Breckenridge Brewery. We are Breckenridge Brewery. We haven't seen this for a while. Somebody needs to tag me when they go to the liquor store and you buy, you pick out the beer you want. Pick out some Breckenridge Brewery. I would say Avalanche Amber. It's the official fall beer of Colorado.
Is that right?
Unofficial fall beer of Colorado. Unofficial. Unofficial fall beer of Colorado. And it's also my favorite one. You also got Juice Drop IPA, Summer Pill Shandy, Strawberry Sky, and a Vanilla Porter Jr.
What?
A delicious Vanilla Porter Jr. You can check them out. You guys know Breckenridge Brewery. Also want to tell you guys about Travis Legal. You've been in a car crash. Wasn't your fault. Now it's time to get the insurance companies to pay up. But guess what? They can be a pain in the A to get that happening. But fortunately, the good people over at Travis Legal got you all sent. Insurance companies, they'll go to great lengths to tilt the playing field in their favor. You need an experienced attorney on your side who has your back. Travis Legal understands how hard it is to deal with the aftermath of car collisions and wants to be in your corner for the fight that you deserve. By the way, been in a car rash myself. Sucks.
Yeah, I would think so.
Your body all hurts. Like, you don't want to have to, imagine then you're like all hurting in the street. You don't want to have to deal with that. You want somebody to help deal with it for you.
Make Flo and that stupid gecko pay.
Oh, you make them pay. Travis Legal Offices is a family-run law firm experienced in Colorado personal injury cases and insurance disputes. Travis Legal Offices and attorneys who are has attorneys who were educated locally at DU and CU. I didn't know that. Educated right here in Denver, Colorado. Denver family-owned, educated at CU and DU. So call Travis Legal Offices today, 303-766-8766 for a free consultation on your personal injury matter. That's 303-766-8766. You can also reach out 24/7 on their website at travislegaloffices.com. Let's see. Their motto here is respect, response, results.
I love it.
There you go. All right, we're back. Do we have Harrison?
We're back, baby.
Not yet. We don't have Harrison. So let's grab a couple super chats. I know some people have some questions, too. Let's go to the questions first. We look at all these super chats. People are feeling it. Oh, by the way, actually,
it's super night.
First, I tell you guys, one more day left for you to buy tickets to our party bus. We got like 20 tickets left or whatever, but after this weekend, then we just have to release them back to the Nuggets. So if you want to join us.
Yeah, last chance.
Last chance. I'm telling you guys, come out here. It's the best thing about this bar. And about doing these types of things, we want to hang with you. You're going to meet a bunch of people. You might one day, here's the progression. You come out, you have a good time.
Yep.
Fast forward a month, you're bringing us bread.
I was just about to say, yeah. Get to the point where you feel comfortable enough to bring us bread you've made.
Yeah, just a tray of bread for us.
It all starts by coming to a takeover.
We also got sweets from Flo yesterday, too. The little biscuits.
Oh, that's true. We did get
They were macarons.
Can you believe we were just being fed?
Yeah.
The same as when we were in Serbia and everyone's like, come try this food with us. Come try
The worst part is that I think that people do it because they don't trust our ability to feed ourselves.
It might be it. Like we're like a cat.
They're like,
a cat out in the yard.
They're like, we got to step in.
A little warm plate of milk, if you will. All right, what do we have here? Caleb asks, Jokic getting more free throws this year? Look, Jokic has improved in every facet of the game. He gets 9 tonight. Some of these were, he actually should have probably only had, 5? So he only had 5, and then he gets 4 at the end because it's just the foul thing. But I will say this. Jokic's gotten better at every aspect of the game, including drawing fouls. So absolutely, yes. What else, Kel? We got the man with the wind in his hair.
We've got wind.
We lost wind. The wind blew on. We'll take another super chat while we wait. Keep this thing moving. Big. Somebody asks, smart defense play by Christian. Brains and Braun.
Brains and Brown.
Brains and Brown. That doesn't even make sense. All right, what else? Is Nikola the real life John Wick? I don't know because I've never seen that movie or read the book or whatever it is.
I just know he's mad about his dog. Right?
Yeah, his dog. I don't know the answer enough.
He's a killer, right?
He's a killer.
Oh, he's a murderer, like a mass murderer.
Is he a bad guy?
No, he's a good guy. He fights the bad guys.
Well, he's killing people about his dog.
It's about his dog.
Somebody took his dog and now he's a good guy.
Yeah, I don't quite know the connection. But let's just say yes.
Sure.
Great super chat.
Yeah,
yes.
He's like Master Bruce. Wind. Look at that setup. So clean.
Oh, dude.
I love it. Hey. What's up, Win? Take us inside the arena tonight.
Yeah, man. Well, I just came up here. I was trying to find Vogt. He's left, of course. He's gone for the night once again. But it was an interesting atmosphere inside the arena. Everybody was juiced before the game, obviously. Like, the atmosphere pregame was crazy, as any home opener is. But for most of the game, man, there wasn't a lot of juice in the building because the game was just kind of bland. So,
you thought it was bland?
You didn't?
No. KCP had 6 threes. MPJ had 5 threes.
Just let Harrison cook, dude.
Most of them were in the first quarter. I mean, after that, like it was kind of meh for a home opener.
Harrison, we're not going to respond for a while. We're eating bread. Ray brought us bread, dude. So just cook over there.
All right. Well, what do you guys want to know?
What happened? Anybody, just cook.
Okay. So we talked to Jamal Murray tonight. The biggest thing that I feel like Jamal Murray said was, he said in Utah, his first game, he was playing safe. He didn't really try to take things into his own hands. He didn't really try to make stuff happen. He said today they ran a lot more pick and roll, so he felt like he was in a rhythm today. He was trying to make stuff happen today. Whereas in that first game, it seemed like he was, sitting back. He tried to kind of take command today, and he liked that. He got to kind of feel the rhythm of the game tonight. Jamal Murray was talking about Christian Braun, and Jamal Murray loves Christian Braun. He had a lot of great things to say about him. He said, look, he tries to make the right play every time. He's strong. He's quick. He gets in passing lanes. Those things lead to transition. So it's been really good to see him find a groove and find his place.
That's really cool, man. I like that he's giving him a shout out. I wonder, we didn't hear Christian Braun's name that much through training camp and preseason, and he's really seems to have impressed lately.
Yeah, no doubt. Kenny Pope had some really good things to say about Christian Braun as well.
Oh, I heard. All right, let's keep going.
Which I'll get to in a second. Jamal was talking about how Joker tied Wilt for the triple doubles tonight. He goes, it's pretty incredible. Wilt's a pretty good player. To share any stat with that guy is amazing. And then Jamal was like, look, to be here the whole time with Jokic and watch him do it, that's really cool too.
That is cool, man. I love it.
Yeah. So we did talk to KCP, who is now going by Kenny Pope forever. So that's like
he's
cemented
cool.
In time.
He's cool with it?
He wants it.
All right.
He said, I like the name Kenny. A lot of people call me Kenny.
Kenny Pope, let's do it.
Kenny Pope. Or Kenny P. I like Kenny Pope, though. He was also talking about Christian Braun. And there's this story that he told after the Golden State preseason game. Christian Braun was shooting with Ogi Stojakovic, one of the Nuggets' assistants. And apparently Ogi was like, no, go shoot with Kenny Pope. I don't care about Go shoot with Kenny Pope. So from then on, Kenny Pope and Christian Braun just shoot together, like in every workout, every practice.
Man, that's a good practice partner.
He's taking Christian Braun under his wings a little bit.
I like it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
He seems like he's liking it here.
Oh, Kenny Pope's loving it in Denver. I mean, the guy just gets to run to the corner and get just pinpoint passes from the best passer in the league.
Yeah?
And just sing threes. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
Okay, cool. What else?
He was also talking about playing with Nikola Jokic, and he said, look, the first thing that they told me when I got here was just stay ready to shoot. And that's really like the only thing they told me about playing with Joker.
I love it.
That's been my mentality every single game. Just no matter where I am on the floor, just be ready to shoot.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then also we talked to Nikola Jokic himself.
Oh.
And he said, look, the Thunder, like, they always give us trouble. They're similar to the Jazz. They play with a lot of pace in the half court. They can just surprise anybody. And then Joker also gave just a ringing endorsement of both Christian Braun and KCP. On Christian Braun, Joker said, look, he's done a really good job. He's always trying to get better. He's trying to learn, and that's the most important thing. He's tough. He understands when he makes mistakes.
I love that.
Every practice and every game, he's moving in the right direction.
I love that, man. That's big time. Coming from the big fella.
And then this was a great one on KCP as well. Joker goes, look, he's the guy who's running to the corner every single time. He's doing his job. And then he went on to say, I think that's really rare in the league that he's accepted what he's good at. And then he went on to say, that's why he's played for so many great teams.
Hell yeah.
Man,
He's accepted what he's good at.
Yoke loves Bruce Brown, loves Kenny Pope. I love it, man.
Love fest.
Let's do it.
Probably loves Calvin Booth.
I love
I'll tell you what.
Calvin Booth.
I tell you what he would love is this bread.
Oh man, this bread is good. All right, keep going.
You guys better save some of that bread for me.
Oh,
Next time.
there's no chance.
There's
They
no
were
chance.
saving bread.
It's gonna be gone. Let's go quick. Ab's got to do a show.
You guys are sitting on a post-game show eating bread. Raw. just straight bread.
Yep.
That's all I got. Yeah.
That's all you got. All right, good stuff. Wind.
Wind's the man.
Wind, you are the man. Get home safe. We'll see you soon. Let's fly through these super chats here, Kill. So the Abs are up next. They got the studio here, so let's get out of here. Oh, how I missed Nugget season, where every game we nearly get heart attacks. Let's ride to the Larry O'Brien DNVR.
Dude, let's not use let's ride.
Yeah, let's not say let's ride.
Let's not work out that great.
We don't want that one.
Read the room.
Also, tonight was a little nerve-wracking, but not that nerve-wracking.
No, I knew they were going to win the whole time.
I thought they were going to win. All right, what else we got? Somebody says, you call it a KC spree, maybe? Love you guys at DNVR. Go Nuggets. Side note, Sixers are 0-3. I love it. Got ahead of ourselves for around the association, but absolutely. Let's just bask in that real quick, guys. Embiid dominated tonight. Did you guys see his stat line?
No, didn't he have like 40? There's no
40
way.
or something.
They must have blown him out. They were going. Who did they go against?
No,
again?
they
Like
had a
the
tough
Spurs?
team. So they lost, but it was a good team. It was the San Antonio Spurs.
Aren't they going after Victor W?
They are trying to lose. Yes,
They
you're
wanna
correct.
lose games,
They're trying
right?
to lose. Unbelievable. Sixers are in hell. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Hate it.
Bothers me. It keeps me up at night.
A KCP
Crystal
flurry.
Ghost says a
Pope
KCP
smear.
flurry is a Pope
gross.
smear.
Next.
Go to bed. Go to jail, actually. Go straight to jail. What else do we have? Fives says, such a vibe win. So nice to see the starters dominating. Also, we need to definitely ATA tonight to clown Philly.
Well,
We're not going to get to tonight, but we are going to clown. We are going to clown Philly, though. Crystal Ghost also says, Brown is what Tebow always wanted to be. I don't see the correlation there, but you know what?
He's just he's a gamer.
Yeah.
But he can also, play good at other times.
Mortgage Advisors is in the chat. Says, take my money and play Peaches on the jukebox so I can vibe with Eric.
Yo,
we don't have the jukebox.
but we're
I was about
vibing
to
right
say,
now.
have we had music?
We don't. They just played Country Roads, which okay. All right, what else we got? Aaron says Jeff with 2 clutch threes, CB with 3 threes, AG 2 blocks,
Ta-da.
and then
Love
this
it.
thing right here. I don't know what it is. Hang loose, I think.
Hang loose.
Yeah, hang loose. I'm gonna hang in. Horace says MPJ will shoot 50% from 3 this season. I feel it.
Oh, I love it,
Well,
Horace.
he's currently at 50%, and I feel like he was off tonight.
Yeah, true.
He shot 50% tonight, and I felt like he was off. He might be right. Ben says, Yoke getting a lot of triple dubs this year. We have a squad who can really knock down shots. Nugs.
I love
All
it.
facts.
Let's
Dude,
go.
I love it ending with nugs, too. They
Yeah,
really put a
nugs.
point on it.
Goat
a
Boy
mic drop.
says, I love the smell of a dub in the cold Belgrade morning. Every nugget is good. LFG. I love
LFG,
it.
dude. Hell yeah.
Oh, I miss Belgrade.
Me too.
They had good bread. Joe says, KCP nickname suggestion, Pope Kenny the First. I like it. Pope Kenny the First. We're getting further and further away
Yeah,
from his
true.
actual name. Joseph Duckman says, Ballwell Caldwell. I like that.
Let's go.
You know
Let's
what? There's
go.
something there. We'll
Sometimes
workshop it.
simplicity is the best.
Simplicity. AK Nuggets Life says, so happy Jamal's back. MPJ looking great. Christian Brown is a dog. Nugs are back too. Oh, vibes are immaculate.
Let's
Love
go.
it. Great stuff. Everything was true. What else do we have? Thomas says, this is for Win to get some bread.
Oh, send a refund.
Send a refund. We're not giving him any. That was a wasted super chat right there. Justin says, Calvin Booth for mayor? Actually, it's an exclamation point. Calvin Booth for mayor.
Let's go.
There it goes. I'd vote for him. I would vote for him. Except for take him away from the Nuggets. Trevor says, hey, guys. I won the ticket giveaway.
Hell
Great
yeah.
memory with my mom.
Oh,
You guys
there you
are
go.
the GOATs. Biggest takeaway was Jamal had some attitude tonight, and Yoke coasted.
Let's go.
I love it, man. I'm so glad you got to do that.
Me too.
With your mom, too. That's awesome. Any others?
think we
Yeah, I
have
think there was one more. There wasn't one more?
That was it. I already got the
Oh, let's
Hit
go.
that outro music for us so we can give up the studio here. Avs get a win tonight? We got a winner's lounge?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
we got a winner's lounge. So we got to hurry on out here. Guys, Nuggets are 2-1. That first game was a tune-up. It was a
cares?
warm-up. They
Who
woke
cares?
up. The Nuggets are awakened.
Talking about old stuff.
They look phenomenal.
we're
That
talking about
starting
old
five.
stuff.
Tonight, the bench was like a total anchor. Nuggets towed that anchor all the way across to
Let's go.
Denver, the Mile High City.
Yeah, that was a great metaphor.
Yeah.
Let's tow that anchor across Denver.
Hit that like button on the way out, everybody.
Let's go.